Hello everyone, my name is Susan Tapa. Today I'm going to talk about Harriet Jacobs and her life and her journey as slaves. She is an African American writer and abolitionist for right and equality of black slaves. She was daughter of Delay and Daniel Jacobs, who were slaves owned by different masters. She was born in North Carolina in the fall of 1813. She wrote in her autobiography that her childhood was a happy one. We lived together in a small house, a comfortable house, and though we are all slaves, I was so fondly silly that I never dreamed that I was a piece of merchandise. She even found happiness after her mom's death when she moved into the house of her mom's mistress, a kind woman who nurtured the young Harriet, teaching her to read and sew and seeing her to well-being. The happiness would not last, though. Upon the death of beloved mistress, when Harriet was 12 years old, ownership of Harriet was transferred to the mistress' niece. But the niece was only 3 years old. Harriet's actual master was the father, Dr. James Narcombe. The man who'd be caused a great deal of misery when she turned around 15. Dr. Narcombe started sexually abusing her to get her away from his wife, who was suspicious of her husband's intention. He built a cottage for a girl, stay 4 miles away from the town. Harriet had previously asked Dr. Narcombe permission to marry a free black man. Narcombe had violently refused that he don't want her to get married. Now, Harriet had a plan to disrupt his fight for sexual conquest. She had become friends with the caring white men and unmarried lawyers. She would become sexually involved with these men, become pregnant, and then thought that Dr. Norman would sell her and her child. A child was conceived. Her name was Louisa Jacobs, but still he don't want to sell both of them. After that, harassment even continued, and then lawyer had another child with Harry Jacob. Finally, after she learned that Narcombe was preparing to put her child to work as a plantation slave, she had enough. In June of 1835, 7 years of harassment and mistreatment, Harriet escaped. In this side, Dr. Norman put $100 reward for somebody who can find her slave. For a short time she stayed with various neighbors, both black and white, then she moved into a tiny crawl space above a porch built by her grandmother and uncle. It was a very uncomfortable place. She could hardly move inside the place. No light, no ventilation. Her child grew up with their dad. She lived in crawl space for 7 years, coming only after a brief period at night exercise. She could watch her children through a peephole. They were playing outside. In 1842, Harriet made her escape to freedom. She sailed to Philadelphia after a short stay, traveled to New York City by train. Harriet would move later to Rochester, New York, too close to her brother, also a fugitive slave. Then she became involved in abolitionist associate with Frederick Douglass' paper, The North Star. In the following years, she would move back to New York, flee to Massachusetts to avoid Dr. Norman, and finally become legally free after a friend arranged her purchase. Friend later conceived her that she should write a book about her incidents, so the book, Incidents in the Life of Slave Girl, was one of the first open discussion about the sexual harassment and abuse endured by slave women, a topic that even made many abolitionists uncomfortable. Harriet was actively involved with many people to do abolition movement before launch of Civil War. During the war, she used her celebrity to raise money for black refugees. After she was working to improve the condition recently freed slaves, she led abolitionist movement and championed for equal treatment and liberty for black and owned property and good working conditions. She worked her rest of life doing so many works for people, better men. She was a great person, to be honest. Thank you for watching.